What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barça Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours, where there are some big topics to discuss. First, we do have an update on the signing of Bernardo Silva and why Laporta, Deco, and Xavi all consider him the dream signing for the summer. We also have an update on the signing of Guido Rodriguez, where Xavi has called Guido Rodriguez and convinced him to join Barcelona, and his signing is very, very advanced. And we also have news on a potential squad overhaul. We have updates on a lot of players' futures, from the goalkeepers, the defenders, the midfielders, the attackers. I would say we have an update on about 80% of the squad's future, and one of the big updates is around the potential loan of Vitor Roque this summer. We'll discuss all of them in tentative detail. We also have an update on the end of season friendly game that will be happening in South Korea when the new home kit will be released, and also Spain and Barcelona have reached an agreement on the future this summer of Yamal and Cubarsi, in what tournaments they can compete in regards to the Euros and the Olympics. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get the 200 likes in this video. Be very much appreciated. Also, if you're new, make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, before we get into the video, this video is sponsored by LU Soccer. LU Soccer is one of the most versatile replica jersey websites on the market. They have a variety of different items from different clubs, from CONCACAF, Serie A, Bundesliga, Ligue 1. They have a jersey from any country, any league, basically in the world. And of course, they do have some Barcelona merchandise. I do have here two items they have sent me, which I think is absolutely fantastic. One is this limited edition black kit. I believe this was a concept. It looks absolutely beautiful. Of course, it has the Spotify logo there, and also this one is what caught my eye the most. It is this kind of retro. It has the first ever badge for Barcelona in the middle there as well. It looks so sick, and they have different options very similar to this one for all different clubs and country. So what are you waiting for? Hit the top link in the description down below and check out LU Soccer today for the best prices and also the best quality. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past 24 hours. Firstly, we do have an update on the signing of Guido Rodriguez, which is well on track to be Barcelona's first signing for the upcoming summer transfer window. Now, Mateo Merito has come out saying that Guido's entourage offered the player to Barcelona in April. There have been several meetings between the two parties since then, and they're in good relations. Nothing is signed yet, however. So again, talks continuing, advanced stages. Barcelona have offered Guido Rodriguez a 2-year deal plus a 1-year option, and Guido Rodriguez looks set to sign it. I think there's just a few more details left to be honed out. Again, Edu Gaston, the #1 source in regards to Argentinian players, is saying this deal is very advanced. So wait and see how things turn out over the course of the next few weeks, but place your bets on Guido Rodriguez being Barcelona's first signing this summer. Now, staying on the topic of signing midfielders this summer, Barcelona have been linked with another midfielder in Bernardo Silva, but not in the way of signing, but more so in the way of dreaming about him this summer. Now, Fabrizio Romano has come out saying the interest from Barcelona is really strong for Bernardo Silva. So the dream target of Barcelona altogether, Deco, the president Laporta, and Xavi himself, they love Bernardo Silva and they want Bernardo Silva. But at the same time, we know that the financial fair play and all this stuff is going to be complicated for Barcelona, and Barcelona have to be cautious and wait before they can say, okay, let's go for Bernardo. So that's why at the moment it's still for sure a name on the list, but not something really concrete in terms of negotiation at this point. The majority of this we already knew, but that middle sentence where he says the dream target for Barcelona altogether, Deco, the president, and Xavi. Listen. I'm not against the signing of Bernardo Silva. I think money-wise, for the player profile, the age, I don't think is great. However, if we get our priorities first and you want to chuck in Bernardo Silva, it won't faze me. The only thing that will piss me off about the signing of Bernardo Silva is if we sign him ahead of a pivot and a left winger. If we do that, I will be fuming. Bernardo Silva is a player that you bring in when your squad is very well developed. He is the cherry on the cake signing. Look at what Man City did 2 summers ago. They needed a striker. They went and got the best available, Erling Haaland. That's the only signing they made. I think they signed Julian Alvarez as well in the January. That was it, and they went on to win the treble. Real Madrid have a very good squad last summer. What they do, they added a fantastic midfielder, which they needed. That's it. This summer, they need a striker, and Mbappe comes in. That's it. That's what elite teams do. We are on the course of being there. I think we need just a few more tinkering and changes. Pivot, of course. Left wing, of course. Maybe just sort out the fullback situation and get maybe a decent backup goalkeeper as well. And that is it. I think at that point, you can chuck in a Bernardo Silva on the squad. But having him as a target this early on is a bit of concern in my opinion. And then when you have other players like, for example, Dani Olmo, who is the same profile, more long-term, same nationality as, Barcelona, the majority of these players. He knows the academy as well. He knows the system and style of Barcelona. Easy to adapt for him. When he's at the same price as well, questions are to be aroused. But I will say this. Again, I'm not against it. I think Bernardo Silva is an absolutely fantastic player. I would take him to Barcelona. This deal should have been done in 2022. That's the reality of the situation. But if Xavi is really saying that, we're one Bernardo Silva away from being able to compete on all fronts and, push for Champions League and league titles and cups and super cups, then you gotta back the manager, and that's gonna be the reality situation. So wait and see on Bernardo. I think this would be a really hot topic come end of July, so to speak. Hopefully by then we've made at least one key signing, but it's a player to watch out for this summer. He wants to leave Man City. Well, he's more open to leaving Man City than he wants to leave per se. Other clubs are interested, but his utmost priority is Barcelona. He'll sack off every other club interested for Barcelona. His agent is Jorge Mendes as well, who pretty much runs this club alongside the board members. So all these factors are very important. So keep your eyes on it. Like Fabrizio Romano says, nothing concrete right now, no talks whatsoever. The club have other priorities as well, but he is definitely one to watch this summer. Let's now discuss the players that have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past 24 hours. We do have an update on a lot of squad players. Fran Martinez from Mundo Deportivo just came out of nowhere, giving an update on so many players. We have updates from other areas as well, so we're going to go through basically I would say 70% of the squad. We have an update on their futures as Barcelona are planning a big squad overhaul this summer. Let's get right into it. We're going to go in order, of course, of positions. We're going to go goalkeeper, defense, midfield, and attack. Again, a lot of news, but I'll fly through the ones that are, fairly straightforward. First up, Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Again, this is mainly coming in from Fran Martinez from Mundo Deportivo. He's come out saying an exit for ter Stegen this summer is not being contemplated, as it shouldn't. Look, he's one of the captains. We shouldn't be selling him. Again, yes, he had an absolute stinker against Valencia, but for the past 9 seasons, I've seen him pull that off every single time. So, tranquilo. I think the issue in the regards to the goalkeeper department is looking for someone to take over ter Stegen and be a good backup coverage and competition. And speaking of that, we have an update on Iñaki Peña. Fran Martinez has come out saying that Barcelona did not rule out considering an offer for Iñaki Peña if an interesting offer comes in. Real Betis have asked about him, but it's complicated for them to fit him into their financial fair play structure/situation. So the club are open to offers for Iñaki Peña, as they should. I think in the 3 months that he played this season, from December to February, did not impress whatsoever. Made a couple good saves in about 4 months. Kept I think 1 or 2 clean sheets as well. Didn't really impress me. You can tell the back line weren't really too confident with him. A good offer for me would be 10 million plus. But honestly speaking, if somebody would offer me a 10 million euro package, I would look into it. So keep your eyes on the situation of Iñaki Peña this summer. If a good offer comes in, the club will definitely consider it. Now, into the defense. We're going to start off with some fullback news. Firstly, on Alejandro Balde. Fran Martinez has come out saying that Balde is scheduled to return to action from preseason onwards. It would take a very big offer for the club to even value a sale for Balde, but in principle, he will not be going anywhere this summer. So a huge offer could maybe tempt Barcelona, but again, it has to be very, very big, and he is in the future plans for Barcelona. The same was said, by the way, for Jules Koundé as well, saying that the club really want to keep him. They rate him. The player wants to stay. Only a big offer would change things. But again, when the club says that a very big offer would change things, that means that these players are not untransferable. Your likes of Yamal, who if someone could offer $1 trillion for, the club would probably say no. Those are untouchable. So Balde is not really untouchable, but a big offer could maybe change the situation of his future. But of course, very unlikely that big offer does come in after being off the back of a big injury. He is going to be a Barcelona player next season, in my opinion. Staying on fullback as well, we have an update on João Cancelo. Fran Martinez has come out saying that it is estimated that the price of João Cancelo will be around 25 million euros. Honestly speaking, again, if we can break that down to variables and add-ons as well, so maybe 20 plus 5, maybe 15 plus 10. Either way, I think it's worth it. You're gonna get 3 to 4 years out of a top quality fullback and play both a right back and left back, very attacking. Can provide you with different technical switches as a winger as well, maybe an inverted midfielder. So quality player. Again, of course, had a crap week 2 weeks ago. I understand that, but for the price and for the quality of the play that you get, it's a no-brainer in my opinion. But of course, we do have some future fullback promise, and that is of course in Hector Fort. Fran Martinez came out saying that Barcelona have rejected several offers for Hector Fort, one being from PSG, and the club is working on his contract renewal. So again, negotiations are pretty advanced, as Mateo Morito did confirm a few days ago as well. So let's hope we can get that deal over the line as soon as possible. Now, speaking on the renewal news, we do have another renewal update in the center back department on Pau Cubarsi. Fabrizio Romano has come out saying that Pau Cubarsi is close to signing a new contract with Barcelona, which will include a €1 billion release clause. Negotiations led by Deco with Cubarsi's agents began 2 weeks ago. While final details are still being finalized, Barcelona is optimistic about securing Cubarsi's commitment to the club as a crucial element of their current and future plans. Again, I think the issue is the length of his deal once he turns 18, when it automatically becomes renewed. Either could be 5 years or 6 years, but again, his wages will increase every single year as well, and the buyout clause will be set at $1 billion when he signs the first professional contract. I think right now it's going to be set at around €400 million. So again, easy renewal for Barcelona. A great talent, of course, and of course a player fully committed to Barcelona. But there is some doubts in some other center backs' futures. One of them being, of course, Ronaldo Araujo. Fran Martinez came out saying that Bayern Munich and Manchester United continue to insist on Araujo, even though he is negotiating a contract extension right now with Barcelona. So again, his priority is Barcelona. Barcelona's priority is him until they completely, collapse in terms of talks for renewal. Bayern Munich and Manchester United do have no chance. Again, Araujo has had an absolutely dreadful season overall. Had a good first few months, then got injured, then came back, and he talked to, Tuchel on the phone, and hasn't been the same since. So we can call it an off-season, you could say, for Araujo. He's been very good for the past 2 years, and then this one has just been absolutely all over the place. But I think we should renew his contract. I think the club are doing the right thing, and wait and see if an agreement can be reached or not. But one center back who's pretty much, I would say, has one foot outside of Barcelona is Inigo Martinez. Fran Martinez from Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Inigo Martinez right now is registered only until June the 30th, although Xavi is counting on him. He has a considerable salary, and there are other priorities with his context. An exit is not ruled out. Listen, I think Inigo this season has done fairly well, especially for the expectations that we did have from him at the beginning of the year. His age isn't too bad, but for me, I think his future is linked a lot with the future of Mikel Fay. Personally, for me, you get rid of his wages of €100,000 per week, make some space in the squad, and you give that, prominent role for a left-footed center back to Mikel Fay. I think that is the best route for Barcelona. You can use Inigo Martinez as part of a deal for Atletico Madrid, for Joao Felix potentially. You can just move him on in general as well. So we'll wait and see how things turn out in this regard. But it's not an easy renewal, easy exit, should I say. I think Barcelona have agreed with Inigo that if he's not registered again, he gets loaned out or sold, that Barcelona would, cover his wages. So the only way we can get rid of him is, move him on completely to break that contract with Barcelona. Otherwise, if it's a loan or maybe he signs with someone else as a free agent because Barcelona can't register him, we're going to end up paying a lot of his wages. So wait and see on that. Now moving into the midfield. First up, Romeu. Luis Rojo from Marcus come out saying that Romeu will leave Barcelona in summer, barring any surprises. Enough said. Next up, we have a big update on the future of Frenkie de Jong. Now, Fabrizio Romano has come out saying that about Frenkie de Jong, the appreciation has been there for years, but at the moment, I'm not aware of anything advanced in this case, and Xavi considers Frenkie de Jong a crucial player for his project, so I'm not sure it's going to be so easy for anyone to sign Frenkie de Jong this summer transfer window. And Fran Martinez came out confirming this as well, saying that Barcelona wants to renew Frenkie de Jong's contract, but they're still waiting to receive a response for their current offer. If he does not renew and offers come in for him, they will listen. And that is the most logical answer I've heard from a Barcelona media outlet in a very, very long time. He also did mention that the club think that Frenkie de Jong is trying to delay to give him a more advantage in renewal discussions and stuff like that, which again could be the case, or he just could be waiting for the end of the season like Araujo is as well. Look, we want him to stay. He wants to stay. We're gonna of course negotiate a renewal first, and if things don't go too well, the size and the perspective and the opinions are both on the opposite side, an exit will definitely happen. If he does leave this summer, I'm expecting around 70 to 80 million euros, exactly what we paid for him. Maybe make a little bit of profit or take a little bit of a loss. Again, he's one of the best midfielders in the world, and I definitely hope that he does end up staying, and Xavi sees him as an absolutely crucial player. He did say this, of course, in the pre-match press conference of the match against Valencia, saying that I love Frenkie de Jong. He's so important. He struggled this season with those niggling ankle injuries, here and there. So hopefully next season he'll come back, fully rejuvenated as well. So that's the situation with Frenkie de Jong. Him and Barcelona are going to start hopefully soon talks over a renewal. If he renews, great. He's happy. Xavi's happy. The club is happy. If he does not renew, there's negotiation issues. Then, of course, his future will be probably elsewhere. Now, staying in the midfield, another midfielder who's pretty much untouchable for Xavi at this point is Pedri. Ferran Martinez came out saying that Xavi blindly trusts Pedri. He's been carefully taking care of the youngsters that he can now permanently leave his physical issues behind. I've heard that about 8 billion times, if I'm being completely honest. So hopefully that is the case. He's not been playing too much since this injury that he got. Who did he get this, relapse injury? I forget who it was against. Was it against Athletic Club? Yeah, or something like that. But one to watch out for. Again, Xavi does love the player. I think Pedri on his day, one of the best midfielders in the world. The only reason why I've been saying, to consider his futures, because again, these injury issues are just too reoccurring to not really think about. So hopefully he can push those behind him going into next season. And again, Xavi fully has confidence in Pedri's future. Staying in the midfield as well, we have an update on the future of Gavi, with Ferran Martinez saying that good feelings around Gavi's recovery and to be ready for preseason under Xavi. If Gavi's on the plane to America, ladies and gentlemen, I will be astonishingly shocked. I would be even shocked if Gavi is fit for the first La Liga game of next season. I think the first game will be around August the 15th, if I'm not mistaken. If he's fit before then, for me, that's a miracle. I would probably place a good strong bet that he won't be fit until end of August, September. And then by the time he's fit, he's probably going to need at least 2 or 3 weeks of training to get back at the, right level. But if he's on the ball training by like end of June, we're absolutely golden. I think, again, we have to be super, super cautious with him. With these ACL injuries, sometimes players come back worse, sometimes players come back the same, and sometimes players come back even better. So you have to be very, very careful with him. No rush whatsoever for Gavi. He can come back anytime. He can come back in October. I wouldn't be phased, to be honest. But hopefully, again, he does make that full recovery. Now we're going to discuss the news in regards to the forward line. First up, we do have updates on the future of Robert Lewandowski. Bild in Germany have come out saying that Lewandowski plans to stay at Barcelona and is not considering a move to Saudi Arabia or America. This news came out about 20 minutes before the match against Valencia kicked off. We're talking once the lineup was officially announced, the players are out there warming up, this news came out. And Bild also released quotes from an interview they did with Lewandowski. These are words from Lewandowski. He was asked about his future, and he said that leaving Barca for me this summer is definitely not possible. It's not a topic. I physically feel good as of today. In this case, for at least 2 more years, when I'm physically no longer at the top level, I'll start thinking about my future. I have no problem with Lewandowski staying at Barcelona next season. I think he's done enough from January until present day. I think he's been the best striker in the world on form in 2024 in terms of his performances and output as well. I don't mind keeping him. My only issue is his bloody wages. I understand that outside the club, he makes the club a lot of money with, revenues and sponsorships and advertisements, all this stuff. Yes, he's on the face of, 99% of them. His shirt sales are through the roof as well. I understand that. He cannot be going to the next season on 300K a week. He just can't be. We got to reduce it. We've got to somewhat, break it down into variables. Maybe say, hey, if your kid sells this amount, we'll give it to you. Maybe don't even reduce it, but just break it down into increments that makes it not difficult to achieve, but makes it worth it for Barcelona to pay him. Because I think just on performances alone, it's not worth it. Yes, maybe from January until now, he's earned that 300K a week. I would definitely say so. But from the beginning of the season, from August until now, absolutely not. From pre-World Cup 2022 until now, I would say no. I would say from post-World Cup until present day, he's not performed at a level for that past year and a half to earn 300,000 euros a week consistently. But we'll wait and see. I think, again, I don't mind him staying. I think he will definitely stay at this point. I don't think any offer really tempt him or Barcelona, for that matter, to be honest. But again, the wages are definitely something to look out for this summer. Now, we have some surprising news as well in the forward line in regards to some players' future. One of them being Ferran Torres. Now, Ferran Martinez from Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Ferran Torres' future is dependent on what the market brings. Barcelona are not going to go give him away for cheap, as they consider him an important player, and part of the investment they made is yet to be amortized. Furthermore, Xavi needed to be assured of a better replacement as well. For his part, the player has always shown commitment and desire to succeed at Barcelona. Pretty much this is saying we don't want to get rid of Ferran Torres, in the sense that we're not going to just let him go for free because he's not good enough. We're going to keep him unless a good offer comes in. And by good offer, I think, 30 million plus would really tempt Barcelona. If that offer comes in from Atletico Madrid, Villarreal, Aston Villa, some club like that, things might, take place. But apart from that, They're not going to push him out. Ferran Torres isn't looking for a way out. Xavi's not saying that he doesn't want Ferran Torres. Everyone's very happy with the situation, but only a tempting offer for Ferran Torres and Barcelona would change things. Honestly, for me, man, again, keep in mind, I do have heavy stock invested in Ansu Fati, so I don't know how I feel about this. I think Ferran Torres, he had a good start to the season. He's just fallen off since. Again, he's had some niggling injuries as well here and there. Never really picked up momentum. Of course, scored 1 of 2 hat-tricks for Barcelona this season. I think he's had a lot of good, purple patches, but also a lot of bad purple patches as well. But I understand why the club want to keep him. Again, we invested a lot. He's very dynamic forward as well. Can play on the right, off the left, up front as well. So I understand it, but I think we can do better, but maybe we're not at a point now where we can do better. Maybe the club see Raphinha, Yamal as the right wingers. They see Ferran Torres and maybe Nico Williams or someone else they sign as the left wingers, and then the 2 strikers, Guido, Lewandowski, Roque. We'll talk about that. So I'm not too phased about it. I think the most important thing is that the line there that Barcelona are not going to give him away for cheap. So if we do end up selling Ferran Torres, it will be for a good offer. So in the end, I'm okay with it. I don't think Ferran Torres is bad that we say, 10 million, 50 million bid, let's just accept it. I don't think he's that level, but I think 30 million plus bid, I would definitely look to negotiate. So we'll wait and see, but I think again, he's probably going to stay put unless Monchi and Unai Emery go absolutely mad for him, in my personal opinion. Next forward is Raphinha. Fernando Martinez came out saying that Raphinha is one of the players who has a great market, especially in England. His future is open and the club will listen to offers. So again, very similar to Lino, Ferran Torres, Alejandro Balde, all these players that we talked about, that the club will listen to offers. If someone comes in and offers, 80 million for Raphinha, the club will say, okay, let's sit down, let's take a look at the offer. What can we do? Again, replacements is also very key. So the club will not only look at the sale of Raphinha, but also look who they can bring in to replace him. Whether they, say Ferran Torres will shift over, will keep Ansu Fati, or Ferran shifts over, we sign 2 left wingers. The club are going to be very strategic in that matter, because Xavi will not be happy getting rid of these big players that the club want to keep. Again, remember the same for Barcelona, keeping the core of the players. They're not going to go out there and, sell these players and not bring in replacements. So you have to think of 2 factors when it comes to these type of players. Same with Ferran Torres as well. It even says in the report that for Xavi, it needs to be assured of a better replacement. So the club want to keep it at a level where they want to replace Raphinha with the equal level player or better. No downgrades whatsoever. For me personally, I think a bid of around 80 plus would get the club, eyebrows raising. Let's talk. Let's see what we can do. So we can squeeze a couple of variables in there, squeeze a bigger price as well. I think Raphinha is no doubt committed to Barcelona. I think Xavi pretty much, if he had the say so, would not sell Raphinha. I think Raphinha has had an absolutely brilliant season, has done more than enough to be a Barcelona player next season. Of course, last year had a good season, but he had a lot of competition with Dembele. Then when Dembele was injured, took his chance a little bit. This season's just been him. Keep in mind, he has been out with an injury, I think, twice as well. I think once for a month and then once for 2 months or a month and a half. So he's been out for quite some time. But his goals and assist numbers are getting up there. And of course, we know this from this season. His performances have been very, very good. Over the past month and a half, his goals and assist numbers have been absolutely ridiculous as well. So he's a pure natural winger. I think he's done very, very well this season. I think he's done enough to continue as well. And again, with that further experience, 2 years under his belt at Barcelona, next season being the main man, better squad as well. Xavi staying, get the boost, get something going. He might improve from that. So keep your eyes on him. Again, with the majority of these players, I think 90% of the squad, if a good offer comes in, the club will take a look at it. I'm not saying the club are gonna 100%. Not even the reports are not saying the club are gonna 100% sell them, but we'll wait and see on Raphinha. I think he's pretty much secured unless someone like Newcastle or Al Hilal just make some crazy offer for Raphinha. Now, from one Brazilian to another, we do have, I think, probably the biggest news around Barcelona recently over the past 40 hours or so has been the future of Vitor Roque. Now, Franco Sport has come out saying that from Barcelona, they are aligned with Xavi and will advise Vitor Roque and his agent, André Cury, to go out on loan in search for regular minutes. Barcelona believe that he needs to play and have minutes as well as gain experience in European football, to which he is struggling to adapt. His agent has some doubts because he believes that when someone leaves Barcelona on loan, it is difficult to come back. Very true. The preference for a loan would be to a La Liga club so that he can adapt better to the league. In this sense, Real Betis have shown some interest in Vitor Roque. I've seen this report come out and people are losing their mind. Oh, we invested 60 million in Roque. Oh, we spent 40 million with no plan. Franco is a very good reporter. He's the top, I would say, top 15 journalist in Barcelona. I don't believe this one bit. until Joaquim Pereira comes out and says anything, I'm not believing anything in regards to Vitor Roque. The club have always had a strategic plan in place for Vitor Roque. Imagine if Vitor Roque came in the summer when he was supposed to. Remember last summer the club announced that he will join in July 2024. Imagine he came this summer. Imagine how long he would have needed to adapt and stuff like that. He's coming early, and again, as of this point, as of May the 1st, Wednesday, May the 1st, Barcelona have not paid a single dime for Vitor Roque yet. The first payment is this June of 5 million euros, and of course we pay that until we get to 30 million euros every single transfer window. So we won't even pay the fixed fee of Vitor Roque for another 2 or 3 years. The whole point of him coming now was to adapt to the culture, the style, the system, how things work, the league. I think in the cameos that he has made, he's done pretty well. People are forgetting also, who the F is going to be the backup for Lewandowski? You're telling me you're going to loan out Vitor Roque, you're going to have Vitor Roque and Marc Guiu, or Lewandowski and Marc Guiu as your two options up front? Come on, be freaking for real. I think Vitor Roque, barring a miracle, will go out on loan. And also, following this report from Ferran Coraz, Ferran Martinez came out saying that Vitor Roque's adaptation has not been easy and he's gotten little opportunities until now. It's worth remembering that for now, he's only registered until the summer. And if Barcelona's financial play situation gets complicated, Triguino could leave on loan. So again, two very good reporters are saying that, look, his adaptation period he hasn't adapted too well so far. And again, that's not down to Barcelona, that's not down to Vitor Roque, it's just down to a new environment. Again, the kid's bloody 18 years old, leaving his homeland and coming to the biggest club in the world. It's not going to be easy. It's not, a walk in the park. Now, he's only registered until the summer. Of course, the FFP space was taken from Gavi's salary. If we can't register him and then we loan him, fine, fair enough. But if we can register him and we loan him, that is nothing short of an absolute disgrace. I've backed Barcelona and everything they've done for the Vitor Roque operation. People are also saying that, Xavi never backed Vitor Roque. I think that's absolute crap. There's no way Xavi would have approved this, approved the signing in the summer. Xavi's come out multiple times about Vitor Roque, saying that he loves the player, he backs him a lot. Remember in November when Lewandowski was sticking up the park and people were saying that, Vitor Roque's going to come in and replace him, me included, and Xavi was asked this in press conferences saying that, look, Vitor Roque is a top talent, I've always rated him alongside Deco, we went out and, got the job done. Even look at those quotes during then, Xavi's in backing him. I think the media is just rushing to conclusions a little bit, and also maybe the club as well. Let's wait and see. If we go back to the 1-1 rule, there's going to be no problem. I think we'll end up registering him with absolute ease. And then, again, give him a preseason, give him a full season. Again, he's coming in January where we've had a tough time. He got knocked out of the Super Cup, knocked out of the Copa del Rey in under a month. And again, he joined Barcelona in our worst moment of the season where we got knocked out of 3 competitions pretty much. We threw away the La Liga title, we threw away Super Cup, and the Copa del Rey. And in those moments, in those games, he's in there on the bench watching us crumble beneath his eyes. I would say relax. I would say keep it calm with Vitor Roque. Let's see what happens in the summer. Again, if we struggle to register him, then of course we have to loan him out. That makes sense. But if we register him and then we decide to loan him out for minutes, I think that there are serious question marks to be asked. But again, until Joaquim Pereira from Sport says anything, take everything with a pinch of salt. Staying on the strikers, of course, we do have an update on Marc Guiu, with Ferran Martinez saying that Barcelona are working on the renewal of Marc Guiu. He will continue for the first team next season, especially if Vitor Roque leaves on loan. I think Guiu and Hector Fort are very much on the same pattern where they're going to be involved a lot with Barça Athletic and the first team. They're going to be bouncing back and forth. Maybe in January 2025, if the club are in pretty good space, they might maybe look to loan them out if we haven't suffered too many injuries and stuff like that. But again, keep your eyes on Marc Guiu. I think he will definitely be on the plane to America. I think a low move for him is not looking likely until Vitor Roque's situation is also resolved. And also, I think the club do want to keep him because of the immense talent. Barcelona have never produced a decent striker. We've finally done something in Marc Guiu, so maybe the club don't want to rush to conclusions too much in regards to him. So that's all the updates. Again, a lot of them are wait and sees, big offer, stuff like that. But again, it gives you a good idea of where the club's headspace is going into the summer transfer window. Let's discuss some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past 24 hours. First, we do have an update on the Spanish Federation's relationship with Barcelona and also their plan for the Barcelona youngsters this summer for, of course, the Euros and the Olympics. Now, Sport have come out saying that Barcelona and the RFEF, of course, the Spanish Federation, have reached an agreement in recent days that youngsters like Lamine Yamal and Cubarsi will participate in both the Euros and the Olympics if their playing time in the first tournament, i.e. the Euros, is minimal. If they have a leading role for Luis de la Fuente's senior team in the Euros in Germany, the RVF will not even consider them in the squad for the Olympics in Paris. Barcelona have made it clear they don't want to have a Pedri case to be repeated. I told you guys this 4 months ago. Again, this is always going to be situation. Again, Barcelona cannot pull out players from international duty by law in Spain. The player himself has to, retract himself. And of course, if you're a Yamal, you can represent Spain at Olympics, potentially win a gold or silver or bronze medal, or the Euros, potentially become European champion. You're not going to pull out. So again, this is exactly what's going to happen. So I'll tell you this right now. Yamal is going to go to the Euros. He's going to start. He's not going to probably maybe get to the quarterfinal, semifinal, get knocked out. He ain't going to the Olympic. I think Cubarsi will be a squad player for Spain. I don't think he'll be a starter at center back, and then he will go to the Olympics. That is going to be the case. By the way, there are reports apparently that Eric Garcia might be going to the Olympics because he has a center back partnership of Cubarsi and Eric Garcia for Spain at the Olympics. So that means that Cubarsi, he ain't coming back until end of July, which means that we got to plan accordingly. So again, I have no problem with this. I think this is the correct move as well, and this is always going to be the plan because, Spain, they want to have the upper hand in these tournaments, and Barcelona want to, of course, perceive caution with their players. This is always going to happen, and I told you guys this 3 months ago. Again, I'm just always right. I'm just a genius. So again, I'll tell you this again. Yamal will be a starter for Spain. Whether Spain win semifinals, quarterfinals, round 16, he will not go to the Olympics whatsoever. Cubarsi will be a squad player for Spain. Maybe make a couple of appearances off the bench, 20 minutes here, half an hour there. Maybe start one dead group game. Worst case scenario, and then he will go to the Olympics for Spain, play week in, week out, get silver, gold, or bronze there. That's what's going to happen. So again, for me personally, don't mind it. I would maybe watch caution on Yamal, who spent a lot of minutes recently. I think with Cubarsi, don't really mind it per se. But again, the agreement is there. Let's hope that both parties oblige to the agreement. Now, the first summer announcement for Barcelona will most likely be the new kit, home kit, should I say, for next season. According to memorabilia on Twitter, the tentative date of the release date for the 24-25 kit is set for June 20th. Again, I think it's about 2 or 3 weeks before preseason. Look, every single passing day I'm seeing this kit is getting better and better. This might be one of the best, if not the best kit that Nike's ever produced. I'm going to buy this so quickly, it's not even funny. Again, how they get an announcement, they do, promotion, videos and stuff like that, probably all being prepared right now. Again, the kits are already 1000% confirmed. It will look like this. There's going to be no changes to it whatsoever. I guarantee you Barcelona right now are doing promotion and preparing stuff like that. So again, around middle of June is when we expect this to be released, and of course, be on display on the US preseason tour. Now, the final topic that I want to discuss before I end off this video is that the end of season friendly is going to happen. It has been confirmed by Jordi Gil from Sport, and he's come out saying that Barcelona will play a friendly match in Seoul, South Korea in the week of May 26th to June the 1st. This will help generate income and also strengthen the brand as well. Of course, last season we had a friendly against Vissel Kobe in Japan. The players are not going to be happy with this, but I would send their asses so far away from their absolute catastrophic disaster this season. Of course, if we won trophies, we won, La Liga, Cup, maybe did something in the Champions League, you say, players, take a break, we're not going to force you to travel halfway across the world, but get their arses on that plane ASAP. And also, nice little game for, a fan like me, just to watch and have fun and not worry about the results, see some of the youngsters as well. And of course, it will help the brand. According to reports, this will generate around 5 to 7 million euros for Barcelona, which of course is very, very big in regards to, getting that money that we do need to return to the 1-1 rule. But again, keep your eyes out for a preseason, or not preseason, but end of season friendly. I think our last game in La Liga is against Almeria away, if I'm not mistaken, or Vallecano at home, something like that. But after La Liga ends, the final weekend of La Liga, during that week, we're going to travel to South Korea, play the game, the players can come back, prepare for their international duty or their summer vacation if they're not called up to their national team. But again, end of season friendly confirmed, and it will take place in South Korea. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course, leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing, first, of course, is the signing of Bernardo Silva. I think it will happen this summer or not. Second, your thoughts on bringing in Guido Rodriguez. You think it's a good free operation for Barcelona. Thirdly, your thoughts on the entire overhaul that the club are potentially planning for this summer, about players' futures being open depending on offers coming in. Any players in particular that you would sell no matter what, or players that you would keep no matter what. And finally, your thoughts on the potential loan of Vitor Roque. Think it's a good idea or a bad idea. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barça.
Peace.